So I bet you didn't know that even after getting your mortgage through underwriting and receiving your closing disclosures, you still have to wait 3 days before you can close on a house. That's right, 3 days. 3-3. Well, today on All Things Knoxville, I'm going to break down what the TRID 3-day rule is and how that affects you as the buyer or the seller. And we're going to get started right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to All Things Knoxville with me, Ben Barredo, your local real estate pro and relocation expert for East Tennessee. Listen, Happy New Year, Happy 2022. To kick this off, I want to help you better understand the process of buying a home. But before we jump into that, make sure to like this video by hitting the thumbs up. And then if you're feeling really generous, subscribe to this channel. It really helps out me, my channel, my business. And also, as the self-proclaimed relocation specialist of East Tennessee, if you're thinking of buying or selling in this area, that is Knoxville, Tennessee, and the surrounding counties, give me a call. I've helped dozens and dozens of families relocate here, as well as local families buy and sell. I'd love to help you too. My contact information is right here. It's also in the description. So with that said, let's jump into the video. So if you've bought a home or are applying for a mortgage to buy a home, you've probably run into this term or acronym TRID or TRID. But what does TRID actually stand for? What the heck is it? Well, the TRID definition is an acronym that some people use to refer to the TILA-RESPA Integrated Disclosure Rule. This rule is also known as the Know Before You Owe or KYBO Mortgage Disclosure Rule and is part of a Know Before You Owe Mortgage Initiative. What is TRID law and what is the TRID regulation? Well, under TRID, when it comes to mortgages, the mortgage companies are required to provide certain disclosures with information that consumers receive when they apply for and then close on a mortgage under the Truth in Lending Act or TILA, with settlement disclosures under the Real Estate Procedures Act or RESPA. So who writes the rules for TRID? Well, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, also known familiarly as the CFPB, regulates and manages all TRID mortgage rules, regulations, and guidelines regarding TRID disclosures. These TRID regulations and disclosures change often, so it's hard to keep up with them. And as a consumer, I don't expect you to remember every disclosure you should expect to receive. So a quick summary of what to expect is basically this. The lender should review all the terms of the loan, the amortization schedule, responsibilities of having a loan, the roles of everyone involved with the loan for the life of the loan, the consequences of defaulting on the loan, and so much more. Basically, being that this is about transparency and knowing before you owe, being prepared to get a lot of information and to ask a lot of questions for this process. The main point of TRID disclosures is to help you as a consumer avoid a bait and switch tactics that were used by so many bad actors before the financial crisis of 2008. Listen, before I jump into how TRID affects buyers and sellers in the closing process, I wanted to let you know that I have an incredible website that you can use to search for homes, land, and more in East Tennessee. If you go to www.bendreamhomes.com or follow the link in the description, you'll come to my website. This website allows you to search homes, save them, contact me, ask questions, as well as all the other resources that I have on there and that I update regularly. So after watching this, jump over to bendreamhomes.com and create an account today. So what does TRID mean for home buyers? Well, as the borrower, TRID regulations protect you against high pressure or unfair sales tactics, and they ensure that you know exactly what you're signing on for when you agree to a loan. However, TRID also introduces a new layer of responsibilities that you need to uphold. Just like your lender must remain fair and transparent, when you decide on a lender, you need to contact your mortgage provider of choice and sign an intent to proceed document. If you don't sign this document, your lender legally cannot continue with the mortgage process. You also need to contact your lender and acknowledge when you receive the closing disclosures so the lender can start the 3-day timer before you close on your loan. If you wait to inform your lender that you have the document, you might end up waiting longer to finalize the sale. So staying in contact with your mortgage lender will help speed up the borrowing process and help your lender stay within the bounds of TRID regulations. Let me give you a quick example of how this could affect you. So say it's a Friday, then you're scheduled to close on the following Friday. And let's say you haven't received your disclosures or signed anything all weekend. Now it's Monday and the day is almost over and you don't get those disclosures from the lender. And if you don't have them and they're signed and turned in by the end of that day, then you will not be able to close on Friday of that week because the mandatory 3-day waiting period. And why? Because there is 3 days to Friday. Well, in real estate, the first day is always the next day. So if you don't get the documents until Tuesday to the lender, then the first day isn't until Wednesday. And you have to go through the full 3 days before you can close. That means day 1, day 2, day 3, and then day 4, you can close on the house, which means you won't be able to close on Friday. So how does it affect sellers? Well, as a seller, it's not really your responsibility to keep up with the practices of the buyers and their lender and how they're going to finance the home. However, being aware of TRID law and how it can affect you and the process of closing a home is important so that you can plan and be strategic about you selling the home, closing the home, and moving on with your life. So if you're selling your home, keep TRID regulations in mind while you plan your move and your dates, and remember to stay patient throughout the process. Also make sure that you to remind your realtor to check in on the buyer's agent and the buyers to ensure that they've received their disclosures from the lender and signed everything while allowing for the 3-day waiting period so that you know you're closing on time. Well, that's it for today's video. The first video of 2022, and I know it came out a little late. I apologize for that. And honestly, it's not the actual video I was planning to do, but you know, with your dog, with being in real estate and having my daughter home with me, things got a little crazy. But listen, I'm back in the office, she's back in school, things are back to normal, and I'll be putting out videos regularly every week and probably very soon twice a week. Because I really want to show you more of Tennessee, more of Knoxville, and more homes that are available for you to buy. So listen, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for checking this out. I hope you found this helpful. And as always, if you need anything at all, give me a call. We will see you next week. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.